Hey guys, this is Josh from Ticks in the City, and today I'm going to talk about the top five go-to distraction activities that I have when I have a lot of ticks. Um, I wrote here the list because I'm quite forgetful, but I think that this is quite interesting, and maybe there's something in this for any kind of researcher that studies Tourette's, and maybe they'll know why. I have my theories why, etc. So here we go. My first one was martial arts, especially Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and freestyle wrestling. I wrestled my whole life. That by far was my number one go to, as well as I have a whole video on my other channel called Grappazilla where I talk about the effect of Jiu Jitsu, grappling, and wrestling on Tourette syndrome. So basically, in short, when I used to wrestle or do Jiu Jitsu, my body would end up becoming in like a fight or flight syndrome, and my body somehow would forget some most of the time, especially if I had a really hard sweat and hard workout. It would forget I have ticks, and generally after the practice I wouldn't tick so much, and sometimes even nil in some cases if it was a really hard practice. And yeah, maybe I'll make another video here on that. And if it is, yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So anyone who's a neurologist, etc., check it out. You might like it. I'll do one in the near future, in the next month or two. The number two is this. Now, in January of 2025, I'll explain this before I get into it. I had an aortic aneurysm, which means that my aorta was really big and it actually ruptured. I was rushed to the hospital, very painful, man. And I nearly died. I really did. And I'm still recovering. It's an incredible experience. Not the best experience, but also one of the most amazing experiences in a way, because you learn about yourself, etc. And because of that, I can't wrestle anymore, and I can't do jiu-jitsu, and I can't do any boxing, etc. for a long time, and probably never again. And it really is difficult for me. But I got into, of all things, baseball. I know, baseball. When I was a kid, I used to love watching it in the summers, even playing it with my friends. But how did I get in baseball? I don't know. So basically, I was downstairs kind of one day wondering, okay, what am I going to do for a hobby? And all of a sudden, there was a baseball game on. I said, oh, okay, we're going to watch the end of this game. And just something clicked. And through baseball, it's very relaxing to watch. You get kind of an endorphin rush anytime there's a good play. And now I even play fantasy baseball, which is, okay, it's geeky, but I like it, and it helps me concentrate on the statistics. And I feel sometimes kind of like Rain Man looking at the statistics, although I'm pretty wrong. I'm pretty much losing on every single team I've made, but hey, it's all good. So baseball is my number two. When I watch baseball, I start relaxing, and then usually the ticks will alleviate at least a bit. Okay. So number three, video games, especially Battlefield. Battlefield's a first-person shooter where it's kind of military and etc. Very famous game. I've been playing for years, and only, to be honest, it relieves my ticks a lot. And I'll tell you, I am probably the worst Battlefield player on the earth. But I still like it, and I get into the zone, and it just helps me relax and not concentrate on my tics so much. So I think that's another one. And I would imagine a lot of people with Tourette's or maybe ADD or ADHD might have that with video games. And I think video games are good if it's done in the right amount, and it's very easy to overdo it. So I think that's the real battle when you're playing Battlefield, as I would say. But that's my third one. My fourth is one of the weirdest things on earth. So outside the house, we have a bunch of cats. And I don't know what it is, but especially my adult life, cats are always drawn to me. I don't know what it is. I've never been a cat guy. The minute I'm there, they come to me. They're always calm around me. And now we have a few cats that live, we have two in the back and a yard and one in the front yard. I guess you could call it a front yard. And when I'm really having tics, I like to just sit out with them because they're very calming. And I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's because they accept me for who I am, no matter what. I could be ticking, I could be doing this. It's something amazing. I have the same thing with dogs too, and the thing I always liked about having a dog, and I would love to have a cat, but my wife does not like cats at all. But I liked about dogs is, I had a lot of dogs when I was a kid. No matter how much I tick, they love you for you, and it's pure. And these cats too. Well, or they might want to eat me. I don't know, because those cats, if they became like 40 kilos, they'd probably eat me. And they'd probably say, "Okay, this Tourette guy, it looks good to eat." So, but anyways, that's that one. And the last one is a little bit weird, but the older I get, I like hiking outside in the nature and walking. Um, Especially longer walks, because I find after about an hour, if I get a kind of decent sweat and I can control my breathing, it does alleviate my tics a bit, and it distracts me from ticking most of the time. Doesn't mean that I stop ticking. No, I still tick, and I wish it would go away, but it doesn't. But going on a nice hike in nature, and just being around trees, or maybe the beach, wherever you are, or just outside in fresh air with some sunshine on your skin, you know, it does something where, I don't know if it's an animalistic response, that because we're not around nature so much, but for me, it really relaxes me. And I do find it helps me distract from my tics. So anyways, if you like this video, I really invite you to like and subscribe to my channel, because it'll help me grow and get the word out about tics. And if you don't like the video, no problem. Leave a comment if you like it or not. It's always good to have a conversation with. And until next time, have a great day.